Oh, hello! What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Q&A. I don't know how to start this. Literally 20 minutes ago, I was like really pissed off and really disappointed. Like, I can't believe what just happened with a specific game that hundreds of thousands of people out there call a masterpiece. And they say it's one of the best games in the series, if not the best. And now that I reached the climax, not the ending, not the final boss, just the events that happened before the final dungeon and boss, I gotta say that I'm extremely disappointed. And I don't know what to say. I can't believe this. What's up, everybody? Xenoblade Chronicles X is a prequel? Well, that's never been confirmed, actually. Maybe we should talk about that. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it, you know? Trying to express... I don't know if this should be a rant, or maybe I should leave this for another Q&A. I don't know what's gonna happen. Right now I'm at a loss. I'm very disappointed. And I'm like, I don't even know what I should say, so I'm just gonna keep my opinion to myself. But I will reveal the game. The game I'm talking about, the Shin Megami Tensei 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm just super fucking disappointed. Like, I can't believe the game pulled a Torna shenanigan on me. I just can't. Let me gather my thoughts and see if I can do a rant or explain properly. I mean, I can explain what happened, you know, objectively speaking, but, you know, I want to add my opinion. But yeah, this is something that happened like half an hour ago. Half an hour ago, I turned the game off, like really pissed off. Like, I can't fucking believe this, Atlus. Fuck you. This is Torna bullshit. And for those who don't know, Torna is Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna. That's a game that forces you to do a gazillion side quests to unlock the final dungeon and the final boss. Otherwise, you can't beat the game. Well, Shin Megami Tensei 4 is the same. It's just unbelievable. It's insulting. So what do we do now? Oh, let's just become the big tournament. I can't get it off my chest now. Like, I'm very disappointed. Members only chat? What are you talking about? I can't speak French, Rosland. To chat, we need to have a member? No girls? What the fuck are you guys talking about? What's up, David, Prater, Ryan? What's up? You wrote all of that? You wrote all of that in French? Did you guys get some kind of message or something, you know? Is it a glitch? Anyway, whatever. No, everybody can talk. Subscribers only, though. Random viewers cannot chat. They need to be subscribed to the channel, not to be a member. One thing is being a member, and one completely different thing is being a subscriber. My chat for the Q&As is for subscribers only. Everybody can watch this though. Everybody in the planet can watch this. A lot of my haters watch these Q&As religiously, just waiting patiently till I say something that they can use against me and that they can criticize me and rant about in fucking places like Reddit and all that fucking horrible websites, you know, snowflake websites. But yeah, I mean, the chat being available exclusively to subscribers, that's been since like 3-4 years ago. Well, you don't need to become a member though. All you need to do is just subscribe and that's it. I don't even know if it works, you know. I made it this way because I got tired of people joining in the live streams, you know, just to troll or spam. You know, that was the major thing, you know. I remember when I started doing the Q&As, it was everybody could talk, but then we started getting a lot of people spamming, like a lot of bots, you know. It's something old. It isn't that old, but I don't know if you guys remember this. Maybe some of you do. But a long time ago, everybody started here on YouTube started having problems with bots. Even some of these bots were impersonating us, YouTubers. You know, they will reply to people in the comments. Remember that? That was like 2-3 years ago, I believe, like 3 years ago, right? So that's what made me turn the chat exclusively for subscribers, you know, and not to regular viewers. The WhatsApp requests, no. A lot of you don't remember this. It's something that happened not too long ago. But I think a lot of people still remember it when it happened. A lot of YouTubers were complaining about it and were telling people and making videos about it. Hey, it's not me replying in the comments. People are impersonating me. And then there were a lot of bots spamming comments and spamming shit, you know. So that started happening often. So I decided to make the Q&As and every single live stream that I do here on YouTube, that I've done ever since, for subscribers only. Only subscribers can chat, but everybody can watch this. Yeah, Twilight Dragon, that's right. That's something that happened like 3 years ago. So that's one of the reasons, one of the biggest reasons why I made the chat exclusive for subscribers, but not for members. You know, members and subscribers, anybody can chat as long as they are subscribed, you know. Why won't Capcom remake or release Breath of Fire? I don't know. I don't want them to be honest. That's right, you know. See, not everything is bad here on YouTube. Some things are still good. I haven't played Metal Slug Tactics. I still haven't. And they didn't release a demo, did they? Metal Slug Tactics demo. It's just for Steam. It's only the demo is exclusive to Steam. No PS5 demo, no Switch demo. Well, let me. No. The demo is exclusive to Steam. Well, you know, that's okay. I can play it on Steam nowadays. I haven't downloaded any service like GOG or something to play Steam games, but I can do it anytime, you know, here on my computer, you know, and maybe I can play the demo. Maybe it'll work. I don't know, to be honest. If it's a game, I mean, the game looks like it doesn't have like AAA graphics or something that my computer won't be able to handle. So I'm pretty sure I can play the Metal Slug demo here on my computer, but I haven't played it, man, so I have no opinion. But it's, I mean, without having played it, the one thing that I can say is that it's cool that the game, that the company released a spin-off like that, but I mean, it's a run and gun series. Why would you make a strategy game a tactics game, you know, based on Metal Slug. It's just fucking weird. I mean, it's good because I'm a tactical RPG guy, you know, but it's cool, but it's also weird. But that's all I can say, you know. Haven't played it. Oh, the Fuga physical trilogy sold out? Why am I not surprised? It's on Game Pass. Oh, great. An Xbox player here. And most of us are here are like, you know, PlayStation or Nintendo. Have you made a top 10 or top 25 on your favorite endings? That's a video I'm never gonna do. People fucking hate... I mean, other YouTubers do them, you know? Videos and top 10s with spoilers, and they get a lot of views, but I do them and they fail miserably. Probably because I've gotten a reputation of keeping my channel as much spoiler-free as possible. You know, about 95% of my videos have no spoilers, and my audience is used to that. So maybe they see this channel as some kind of safe place that they know they're not gonna get spoiled. So if I do something that spoils the game, you know, like my podcast, they don't fucking care. They don't want it. They don't consume it. Another reason why I made the podcast exclusive to members. Because he was like, oh, nobody wants to watch this because they're afraid of spoilers. But the spoilers are at the very end of every episode. And on every episode, I let people know, hey, we're about to enter the spoiler section. So if you haven't played the game and you don't want to get spoiled, yeah, thanks for watching or thanks for listening, you know. No, they don't even click on the video because they're like, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. You know, fuck. So no, Ryan, I'll never do that video. Good suggestion nonetheless. Oh, look at that! My question that I get in almost every single Q&A. My favorite villain in a JRPG. Dude, I'm tired of answering that. Ooh, yeah, super bad move, considering every single one of my viewers is a fan of the Super Bowl. Yeah, man, no one's gonna watch this stream because of the Super Bowl. I should cancel it. Yeah, the Super Bowl! Oh my god! I'm sorry, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna end the stream now because the Super Bowl is out. Damn, man. No one fucking cares, dude. What is Xbox? It's a box, a cardboard box with the form of an X, you know? There's two versions, you know, cardboard box in the form of an X. That's pretty cool, you know? And there's also a regular rectangular cardboard box, you know, with an X painted in there. That's an Xbox. I don't recommend it. Who is your favorite old man in a JRPG? What? And I don't mean 30 years old, an actual old man. Ah, thank you, man. I was gonna say, dude. Anybody above 21 is considered old in those fucking games. God damn. What is this, Wargroove? Hey, guy, this is a good game. Really good game. It has a sequel, but I haven't played it. It looks like I don't want to play it. I don't know. It looks modern, you know. But the first game, Wargroove, the first one, that's a really good game. That's also a really recurrent question. Favorite waifus and shit. We always get into the waifu topic, no matter what. It's almost impossible to have a Q&A without someone bringing up the waifus. But they also bring out a lot of the villains, you know. My favorite old man, I don't fucking know, man. Rowan of Tales of Exilia? How about that? He's an old man. He's like fucking 60, right? Now there's gotta be more. I think my number one will probably be the Daddy Nier. Is that an old man? He's not really an old man, you know. He's probably 40-something. In Nier Replicant, I mean Nier Gestalt. Replicant is the younger brother. But in Gestalt, the old man is like fucking... I don't know, they never reveal his age, do they? But I'm guessing the guy's in his 40s. Almost 50, I mean, he's so fucking ugly. Man. Master Roshi, but that's kind of like, he's not really a JRPG character. He's an anime character. He's in a lot of JRPGs based on Dragon Ball, which is an anime, so it's kind of cheating. But I can't think of more right now. Rowan, Dad Nier. Oh, even though he's not that old, but there's gotta be more. I mean, believe it or not, there's a lot of old men in JRPGs, and a lot of them are playable characters. I mean, I know that for a fact there's a bunch of those in the Suikoden series, for example. But man, I will have to look at lists, and anyway, no one else comes to memory right now, comes to my mind. But if you guys feel free to I don't know, mention some of them. Seed from various Final Fantasy games. He's in there as Seed in every single one of them. And he's a playable character in some of them. In Final Fantasy VII, he is playable, but he's not that old though. How old is Seed from Final Fantasy VII? Does anybody know? Because if that's what you guys consider old, then that guy. Anyway, I don't know. Do you think we will ever get a remake or updated release of Shadow Hearts? You should watch yesterday's stream that I did on Shadow Hearts Covenant. And I said something, I spat the truth in that during the stream. I think it was near the end. And I still think that what I said rings true, to be completely honest. What I said in the video, I mean, I'm not gonna go and make you. I'm not gonna make you watch it. But anyway, the thing about people wanting remasters and remakes and shit is that a lot of them don't give a shit if the translation is altered for the sake of whatever. Nowadays, most of the time is for the sake of left-wing politics, the inserting agendas and woke bullshit and all that jazz, but sometimes a company can alter the translation without any political bias. Working Designs is a good example. They used to alter a lot of translations for no apparent reason, no political bias, no nothing. They just alter because they I don't know, what a bunch of assholes, right? Just to be funny, just to add some American humor, So, but people, I think apparently people nowadays, a lot of gamers don't really give a shit. And they're begging for remasters and remakes and blah blah blah. And if the remaster or said remaster or remake gets altered, or the localization, the initial translation gets like changed, for the sake of whatever, the wokeness or you name it, they don't seem to care. Well, the ones that I'm surprised about is are the people who actually do give a shit and criticize all of that, and then they're asking for a remaster. And yesterday, during the Shadow Hearts Covenant stream that I did, there were a couple of politically incorrect jokes that some of the characters said, and I was just saying that this will never fly nowadays. This will have to be removed because it is considered as offensive nowadays. Because it offends like the 0.1% of society in the world, So they will have to alter that. So if you're the kind of gamer who doesn't give a fuck about that, you don't care that the game is going to be altered or censored, then okay, go and ask the companies why haven't they remade or remastered Shadow Hearts. But me, as things stand nowadays, I don't want a single JRPG remake or remaster. I want nothing. I used to be that guy. I know that. I made a lot of videos about JRPGs and their remaster many years ago. I used to be that guy saying, "Hey, Capcom, bring back Breath of Fire. What the hell is going on?" But the gaming industry nowadays, the JRPG industry nowadays, is mostly controlled by this fucking censorship 1984 mentality, And they're like removing or altering or censoring everything that they find offensive, So I fucking hate that. I'm against that. So I don't want a single JRPG in existence to be remastered. Especially because I think emulation has come a long way. And sure, a lot of JRPGs could use some quality of life features in a remaster, but in terms of graphics, they look fucking fantastic in my new laptop. And this laptop, this is a mid-generation, my GeForce RTX NVIDIA whatever card, GPU is like from 3 generations ago. And I can play retro games and they look fucking remastered, So since emulation has come such a long way, just go back and play the originals, They aren't altered, they aren't censored, some of them. Or they were censored many years ago for different things, like Xenosaga censoring the blood for North America, but there's a lot of hacks too. If you're going to emulate certain retro JRPGs or whatever, there's a lot of hacks that remove the bad English dub, or that remove remove the censorship, like Drakengard, like Xenosaga, So there's a lot of options nowadays. What I'm trying to say is that we don't really need any other JRPGs in existence remastered or remade anymore. So now I don't want Shadow Hearts remastered. What's the point? Until the JRPG industry calms the fuck down and they realize that the large majority of gamers care nothing for censorship or bad translations and bad actors, Until they realize that, no, I don't want a single JRPG remastered or remade anymore. I don't give a fuck. But there's a lot of people out there who don't really care. It's like, I want this game remastered. Hey, but they're gonna change this and that and censor this and that. I don't give a shit, I want it remastered. Okay. And that's why they've been remastering a lot of JRPGs and a lot of games, because people don't give a shit. The average consumer doesn't give a fuck. They will still consume the product. And they will still pay for it, and give money to these companies. The very same companies they often criticize. Square Enix, blah, 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 blah. Oh, but here's the money for the pixel remasters, all of them. It's just Square Enix. I hate Square Enix, I'm gonna buy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on day 1, So, wow, great. We live in a very nonsensical society nowadays. Thank you, Mystery Kid. Well, okay, Praetor and his PC Master Race comment. He says, oh man, maybe I'm becoming the same way. He says there is no reason to care, as we can just mod in whatever translation we want. I'm turning into one of those guys. No, I'm not. I'm still a console guy at heart, and you guys know that. I love my consoles. But it's easier to play them here, so I don't have to plug them in, and play at 480i resolution on the PlayStation 2. Well, I have a 720p HDMI cable. But it's just easier. Like, I've always been supporting emulation. That's since day one. Since I started making fucking video reviews and shit like 10 years ago, I've always been supporting emulation, publicly and openly. But I'll always be a console guy over a PC guy. Cheers from Greece. Cheers to you too, man. I don't give a fuck about that game. Monster Hunter Wilds? Oh, okay. That's great to know, man, considering I couldn't care less about Capcom or the Monster Hunter franchise. But thank you for coming into my Q&A today and saying that. Like, great. Oh, it's boring? Oh, great. Good to know. I wasn't planning on playing it anyways. We don't know what's that's gonna happen, Yum Yum. You're just making assumptions that YouTube will be more strict than today. Maybe it'll calm down, maybe it'll get more strict like you say. We don't know what's gonna happen, you're just making assumptions. But assuming it's gonna get 10 times worse, I'm probably gonna migrate to other websites. But, you know, I think I'll always be here. As long as I don't get, like, demonetized or blocked, you know, completely blocked, I'm not going anywhere. Consoles are just mini PCs at this point anyway. Well, I meant retro consoles. Really? That's right, Mystery Kid. Now let's see him abolish that bullshit here on YouTube. That's what I'm looking forward the most to. I still don't have my hat. It costs a lot of money to make that stupid hat. Maybe I'm just gonna grab a piece of paper and write "Make YouTube Great Again" and fucking put it here on my t-shirt next time to make you laugh. Do you like more extreme metal genres or only like alternative metal stuff? It depends. I'm not really into music genres. You know, I'm more into bands and musicians. Here are my 3 favorite bands, and each is like a completely different fucking thing. You know, Nine Inch Nails, Deftones, The Cure. So when people ask me, oh, do you like black metal? I'm like, which band? If you guys want to ask me about bands, do so. But in genres, they're like, oh, you like industrial metal, so you like Rammstein and Ministry. And no, I don't. I don't like Rammstein. Ministry, maybe I like 5 songs, you know, and that's it. So I don't like answering that because then people make assumptions. They're like, oh yeah, so he likes black metal. You know, no. I like some bands. I like some bands from different genres, you know. But I can't say there's a whole genre that I like. You know, that like I like everything from that genre. The closest I can give you is industrial metal, you know. But there's still bands from industrial metal that I don't like Rammstein, for example. I don't know. I'm not saying they're bad, that's a bad band. I have nothing against them. Their music doesn't make me feel anything, you know. It's like I listen to it and okay, it's good, but I don't really, it doesn't connect with me, you know. How do you not get bored playing so many JRPGs? I'm trying to gain to Xenoblade 1, it's a lot of boring stretches. Didn't you ask the same question like 2 or 3 Q&As ago? Yeah, so I'll think of a plan B. Yum, don't worry. I'll be a content creator until my dying breath. Whether I do it here or another website or whatever happens, you know, I'll be here. Don't worry, man. Do you enjoy farming RPGs? Like Rune Factory, Sakuna of Rise and Ruin? Not really. Sakuna of Rise and Ruin I did enjoy and beat, but because the farming scene was like not really the major point of the game. You know, I liked it. And for some reason I got into it, and that's what made me think that maybe someday I can get into Rune Factory. But as of the moment, as of right now, I'm not really a fan of farming, like Harvest Moon, stuff like that, you know, not really. You know, but I haven't given any other Rune Factory game a chance. Maybe I should stream one, you know. Sometimes when I stream certain games, it's like forcing myself to give some games a second chance or a first chance, you know. And I end up becoming a fan. Who knows? Anything can happen. That's interesting, you know. Someone's here saying that people hate Monster Hunter, but they play God Eater. It's all the same. No, it's not the same. God Eater, for instance, it's like comparing Code Vein to Dark Souls, you know. It's just not the same, you know. They just have similar gameplay mechanics. Or God Eater is influenced by Monster Hunter, but it's not a Monster Hunter clone. Like, sure, you do customize your main character, but the God Eater series is just very different. You know, it's more about the weapons. You don't even level up. You know, you just upgrade your weapons and shit, and then instead of mindlessly going to hunt down monsters, you have a story, a linear story, and you have like party members that have character development. You know, and the graphics are like vastly different. Monster Hunter is a bit neutral when it comes to graphics. Like sometimes it looks Western, sometimes it looks Japanese, you know, and whereas God Eater is fully anime and waifus and shit, you know. So no, it's not the same. I love God Eater and I don't like Monster Hunter. Now, which series is better? I don't know. Obviously Monster Hunter is far more successful, right? But why I prefer God Eater than Monster Hunter? Why I just explain it to you. I mean, no one asked that, but just for the sake of someone who's thinking or might be thinking about asking, hey, so why do you like God Eater, not Monster Hunter? Well, I just said that, you know, because it's like Code Vein versus Dark Souls. You know, you have a plot. I have a strong narrative. You know, I have character development, party members. I have anime style, which I prefer over Western style. I have waifus. I have fan service. You know, and I have these gameplay mechanics. These little details that make it more appealing to me, you know? I don't know. But to be completely honest, you know, I haven't played that many Monster Hunter games. I just played like 2 or 3, and the regular ones, and I decided that I wasn't a fan, you know, and I was like, nope, not a fan. I played the PSP one, Freedom, and then I played 3 on the Wii, and then I played, was it 4 or Generations on the 3DS? I don't know. That one got me a little bit more interested, but a couple of hours into it, and I got bored, I got lost. I was like, no, it's just not my type of game, you know, not my cup of tea. I have nothing against the Monster Hunter series, you know, I think it's a great series, but not for me. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people seem to think that, oh, but you like their clones. I don't know why people like them, call them clones. They aren't clones. They're just influenced by them, you know. It's just different. They have different things that make them different and make them special and make them stand out above the games that influence them. That's my opinion. That's my take. That's why I like God Eater more than Monster Hunter and Code Vein more than Dark Souls. Thank you, Yum Yum. Do you like Racing Lagoon? I haven't played it. I want to stream that game. I've seen it. I've been seeing that game for a while, and whenever I stream on Twitch, I'm like, I should stream that game. But I keep forgetting. I also want to stream others like Planet Laika, or Linda Cube, or I don't know, Berwick Saga. You know, yeah. I have a lot of JRPGs that I want to play and or stream. Escribano 37. Good Sunday to you too, man. So I made a review of Unicorn Overlord. Check it out. Yeah, Twilight of the Spirits is a really good game. Ark the Lad. The Princess Guide. Okay. What gods do they eat in the games? You actually need to play them to understand. They do explain, unlike a lot of JRPGs with weird names, and when you finish the game, you're like, why is it called this way? God Eater kinda explains it, you know? Should I spoil it? It's not really a big spoiler. Not just play the games. You'll understand why they are called God Eater. You prefer Toukiden. Toukiden is actually more like Monster Hunter than God Eater, you know. But I also prefer Toukiden over God Eater. But I've never finished a single Toukiden game. But I like them way more, you know. Probably because they also are a bit more Japanese. Probably because they're also like more about the story and the characters, you know. Another one is Ragnarok Odyssey, you know, but I just know I prefer those games. Monster Hunter's just unappealing to me. Sonic or Mario? Mario. What's the worst decision Sony has made? Do you really need to ask? Do you really need to ask? Becoming very politically biased. That's the worst decision they've done. Yeah, there's a lot of games that are considered as clones when they aren't. They try to be different, you know. Others are straight up rip-offs, you know. Like you play them and you're like, this is a fucking rip-off, you know. But it's rare. Usually, companies that make a game like Code Vein, for example, influenced by something like Demon Souls, you know, they try to make it very different in a lot of areas, you know, and that's why most of the time they succeed. Because I wanna develop a game similar to Demon Souls, you know, but with like a story, gothic, vampires, you know, a party member, character development, narrative, maybe tied a little bit to God Eater, I don't know, and with different mechanics in this and that, you know. So they tweak a little bit with different things, you know, and they end up becoming their own games, you know. But as soon as some nowadays influencers and reviewers notice the similarity, or even gamers in general, oh no, that's a Dark Souls clone, anime Dark Souls, and it's like, okay. The game still sold a lot. So yeah, it used to piss me off too, but nowadays I'm like, yeah, whatever. Persona clones, Final Fantasy clones, Chrono Trigger clones, yeah, sure, whatever. Will you at least check out the reviews of the Suikoden remasters? Nope. I don't trust reviewers anymore, man. They're all like super... They leave out the things that matter to me nowadays the most. You know? Yeah, sure, like how are the graphics? How is the performance? Are the games easier or harder? Is there a, like, I don't know, what quality of life improvements do they have? You know, I still care about that, but that's usually things that you guys come here and say on my Q&A, so I learn about that. I don't need to watch a review. But reviewers are just opinions. Well, yes, they are, but because out of fear, they leave out the one thing that matters the most to me about modern JRPGs, which is a translation, you know. No one's gonna dare and say, oh, a lot of reviewers are not gonna go out and say, oh, well, guess what? Konami wokenized the game, the remasters. No one's gonna say that. So I'm not gonna watch any fucking review, man. It's a waste of my time. If you were a fighting game character, what would be your fighting style? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. I could apply that same question to a JRPG character or any video game character, you know. I don't know what kind of character I will be. Sometimes I reply that I will be an archer. Sometimes I say that I will be a mage. Sometimes I say that I will be an average swordsman. I don't know. I've never thought about that, to be honest. Really? I don't know what YouTubers you watch, Susano, but... I mean, in a lot of my reviews, I always try to cover, when I do the actual reviews, not my top 10s, you know. In top 10, I only get like 1 or 2 minutes to talk about like the game. So I need to like break it down to the things that matter the most, you know. But when I do the actual review, like long, 5-minute, 10-minute long review, I try to also talk about the graphics, the music, the performance, you know, the narrative design, you know, the storytelling, the character development, or the difficulty spikes, or the, you know, so I try to do that, you know. You're telling me modern reviewers don't do that? I mean, I know for a fact a lot of them, their reviews are fucking trash, you know. You watch them and it's like, oh, I like this game because it's awesome, and it's great, and I like this character, and the battle system is played in turns, and I love it, and great, play it. Yeah, there's a lot like that, but I don't even need to watch JRPG reviewers nowadays to say that there's gotta be a bunch of them that are like me, that try to cover different areas, you know, and criticize as many aspects as they can, trash and praise, certain different aspects of the games, Pretty sure, I don't know, maybe you're watching the wrong reviewers. Just watch me, man. I'm the only reviewer you need to watch. You have an original PS1 copy of Suikoden 1. Is it worth a decent chunk? I don't know, man. PriceCharting.com is your best friend. Check it out. Go and look it up there. I think last I checked, it goes for like $70 or $80. I don't know. Yeah, but when you do reviews, you're not really like, for example, here's something objective. If a game has frame rate issues, that's not an opinion. If a game has screen tearing and you point it out, that's not an opinion. That's a fact. That's objective. So when I do my reviews, I'm just trying to be subjective, but also objective in the things that need to be objective. Like, for example, hey, I need to point out the fact that this game has some frame rate or technical issues, Not to be confused with like pacing issues. That's an opinion. Pacing, that's relative, Everybody can, like, I've seen people that saying that a lot of JRPGs start really slow, and I'm like, really? But pointing out like a technical issue, like Monarch, for example, that had screen tearing during the opening cinematics, that's a fact. That's not an opinion. Like, hey, the game has this problem, But yeah, but most of, let's just say that 90% of the review is subjective. But there's always, I feel like as reviewers, it's our job to point out that 10%. High price says $297. A Suikoden 1 on PS1 doesn't go for that, man. The hell. I'm one of the only reviewers I watch. Terry, I'm surprised you're asking me about Atelier Yumiya. I've talked about it, and it's another modern game that I don't give a damn about unless I make absolutely sure it's got no agendas. Why do you think Why do you think live services, gacha games, RPGs are so popular nowadays? Because they are very addictive to play. I don't play them, I don't like them because I feel like I'm bound to follow specific rules to play the game, and I don't like that. But I think because I played one, 8 years ago, I played Fire Emblem Heroes on my phone. And I got addicted to it, and I never paid a single penny. A single fucking penny. But eventually I got tired of the same. Like, I could only play for so long. You can only play for an hour, and then there's nothing to do except maybe grind or waste time, It's just, I'm not into that, but I can see the appeal. A lot of people are afraid that seems to be the future of video games, but not really. I think regular games, non-gacha games, are always going to be a thing, But the reason why those games are so popular is because of that. And also because they have a lot of appeal. They take, aren't those like RPGs? So they take one of the most popular genres, video game genres nowadays, and just put gacha mechanics in them. But those games, I think, from what I know, I haven't played them, but from what I know, you can play them, and without spending a single penny, And they have a great anime waifus, That's a huge fucking reason why they're so popular. But I don't know. My question, you guys are saying live service. What does that mean? Like, if you're not online, you can't play the game? If I have no internet, I can't play Genshin Impact? I don't know. I didn't know that. You can't? Oh, Terry, you were asking me if I knew about possible agendas. No, man, it's just really hard to find out until the game is out. And someone else points it out, Live service is online only and uses MX... Okay. So you cannot play games like Genshin Impact unless you're online? That sucks, man. That's another reason not to play them, you know? You see why I don't like them? It's fucking bullshit. Persona 2 Eternal Punishment is one of the holy grails on the PS1, man. It's worth more than Suikoden 2 and Valkyrie Profile, who for a long time used to be like the two most expensive JRPGs on the PS1. Nowadays it's Persona 1 and 2. Those two are like, and Kudelka. That's the holy trinity nowadays of expensive JRPGs on PS1. Persona 1, Persona 2, and Kudelka. All three are more expensive than the legendary Valkyrie Profile and Suikoden 2. That's just fucking crazy. Someone asked me about the best Trails saga. Well, I think Cold Steel, including Reverie. I mean, those 5 games, I think it's the best one. You know, in terms of almost everything. I have a soft spot for Sky, you know. Have you ever read an author or mags not for games but for language and for reviews? What? I'm not sure what you're trying to ask me. Yeah. You're gonna buy an extra copy of Suikoden 1 in case the price increases once the remasters come out? Is that your plan? I see right through you, man. Burritos or tacos? Tacos? Maybe? Alright, you made me look. How much is fucking Suikoden 1 nowadays? Oh, fuck. Let's just put Suikoden PS1. Oof! The PAL version of the first Suikoden goes for $156 US. I did not know that. I didn't know there was a huge fucking difference between PAL Suikoden and North American Suikoden. North American Suikoden says here it goes for $53, so it's expensive but not that expensive. But man, the PAL version. And then Suikoden 2 is the same. PAL and NTSC. Suikoden 2. 227 PAL, 217 North America. So it's still kind of expensive. Yeah, these games are gonna go up before and during the remaster hype. But we talked about... I just released a clip talking about this yesterday, you know, on my second channel. Go and watch that. Tales of Innocence on the Nintendo DS, I recommend the PS Vita version instead. It's just better, man. The DS version has some issues, has a lot of... I mean, since the PS Vita is it has better hardware and has a joystick. It has like I think the PS Vita version is better, man. Because you're gonna get tired. I got tired of Tales of Innocence DS. I never beat it actually. I got far into it, but I never beat it. I got lost in an area in a dungeon and I didn't know where to go. And there were so many fucking random encounters that I got tired. I think you can see the enemies around, but they're so hard to avoid, you know. So the PS Vita version it's a remake. It's a full remake. It fixes a lot of issues. So it's just better. So it's gonna get really intense. You're saying pretty chill game. No. It's gonna stop being chill later on, trust me. Typical PAL version of a game. That's weird considering most PAL games are cheaper than their NTSC counterparts. Like almost every Sega game. Yeah, it's usually the other way around. It's usually the North American version that's expensive for every genre, not just RPGs, you know. PAL is 8 out of 10 times cheaper. But there's always those 2 out of 10, right? Persona, PS2, 3 and 4. Are you a bigger fan of Metal Slug or Plants vs. Zombies? I couldn't tell you. I'm only a fan of the first Plants vs. Zombies. I don't care about the others. And Metal Slug, I like all of them. Almost all of them. It's hard to find a Metal Slug game that I don't like. I didn't like the Game Boy Advance one. I mean, in terms of gameplay, graphics, and controls, you know, it's fine. But it's just, I don't know, there's just something about it. I know it's highly rated, you know, but I don't know. I need to play it again. Suikoden 3, that's a great game. You paid around $300 for Kudelka a couple of years ago? Why? Wow, that's insane. I did enjoy Suikoden Tear Cries. That's a great game, man. It's not one of the best Suikoden games, but it's still great. Maybe I should stream that game. Is there a Plants vs. Zombies on the Switch? Probably. I mean, the first one? No, I don't think so. The first one is on PC, DS, PS Vita, phones. I don't know if it's on Switch or PS4, you know. So, I mean, there's like the others, you know. Plants vs. Zombies Tactics. I will play that. I will definitely play that. Square or Atlus? Square. Squaresoft. Soul Sacrifice or Toukiden? In terms of story, I think Soul Sacrifice is the better game. It's really good story, man. But in terms of gameplay, Toukiden is better because Soul Sacrifice is just too fucking brutal. It's a grind fest. Well, Toukiden is the same, you know, but it's more fun. I don't know, I found the gameplay in Toukiden more, I don't know, better, more engaging, more interesting to me, more appealing. Where Soul Sacrifice, it's a bit boring sometimes. Favorite main character in Suikoden 3? Chris. Forever, Chris. Chris Lightfellow. Lover. Always. What kind of question is that? Wasn't my answer predictable? You got Hagane for $5.99. Holy shit. Completing box? Or just the cart? Because completing box goes for thousands of dollars. Oh my god. Tear Cries is a DS game. Yes, it is. Gustavo gifted memberships. Hey, you actually... people who are actually very active in the chat. Got one finally. Fenrir, Timothy, Shinji, Eka, Vitamax. The RNG of the memberships favored you this time around, Gustavo. But I'm not gonna read the names anymore. I feel like that the Simpsons guy, you know, that has like fucking 15 kids. That's a legendary episode. They go with him and have like 15 kids and could you introduce us to your kids? Oh yeah, sure. Michael, do this, that, blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Gustavo. Thanks again, man. Oh, Roslan, you didn't get one. Now you guys have access to my podcast, that JRPG podcast. But as usual, you know, a bunch of lurkers. Now that you've gotten a membership, you random lurkers, come and ask a question. Interesting. Susano here says that business accounts can get a membership. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So you can't get a membership if you're... That's weird. I love this fucking song. Yeah, all of you 50 people, now you have access to that JRPG podcast. I just released an episode a couple of weeks ago based on Ys 8. And I have a new one coming up in like 2 weeks. I don't know which game I'm gonna cover yet. No, actually, I have an idea of one. It's one of my favorites that I haven't covered. It's due. It's overdue, actually. So that's gonna be the next episode. Well, you now have access to that JRPG podcast, my interview with my unedited interview with Matsuzo Mashita, the creator of Shadow Hearts, a long stream that I did called How I Make My Videos. That's an old video, and a lot of random streams that I've done on games that are not RPGs here on YouTube. I used to do that here on YouTube, but then I started doing that on Twitch instead. And you also have access to some reviews that I was attempting to do. The reason why the membership is called Live Reviews, and I can't change the name apparently. YouTube doesn't let me change the name of the membership, but it's called Live Reviews. It's called that because I was doing live reviews, but I just did like 2 or 3 and it wasn't working, but those reviews are still there. And speaking about the God Eater series, one of my reviews is based on that, so now you have access to that. But the highlight nowadays is that JRPG podcast. Do a really obscure one that nobody has heard of before. Nobody cares about. Nobody's gonna listen to a podcast based on Guardians Crusade on PS1. No one fucking cares. No one's played that game. The stream died? No, it's still here. You're always getting technical issues, Rosland. And you always troll me. I feel like, at this point, I feel like you're trolling. That JRPG podcast, that's right. Do you know why Suikoden has 108 stars of Destiny, not 100? Oh, yes, I do. Because they're all based on a series of books, on a book called Water Margin, and that book originally had 108 heroes. That's why. This keyboard doesn't let you write in English. You just did. Are you using your phone? Phones are like that. Mine is... Well, mine has apparently recognized that I type in English and Spanish. So it changes words depending, but sometimes I'm writing in English and it auto-completes a word in Spanish. And I'm like, I had to delete it and write and type it again. You know, it's a pain in the ass. I hate phones, man. I grew up with fucking computers and laptops. I didn't grow up with a phone. You know, I still have some of my first phones. I have my BlackBerry. I have my fucking BlackBerry, man. I have my very first phone. It's a really small piece of shit like this, black, you know. And it was only good for calls and text messages. I got my first phone when I was like 20. I think 21 years old, you know. Fuck, man. This is still fucking wizardry magic. What? I don't know what this is. What kind of sorcery is this, man? I don't fucking know, man. Grew up with computers and shit. Were you even a fan of the Mega Man series? Yes, I was. I grew up with those games. I played the shit out of 2 and 3 when I was a little kid. Never beat any of them. They were so fucking hard. And then when I was a teenager, I played Mega Man X and X3 a lot, especially 3. You know, and yeah, I became a big fan, but then for some reason I stopped caring. And then I played Legends, you know. Legends 1 and 2. I played the shit out of Legends 2. I played Mega Man X Command Mission. You could say that I used to be a Mega Man fan. Not that long ago, but nowadays I don't think of myself as a Mega Man fan. But I played so many, I played a lot of games, you know, I was a fan. It's always gonna be special to me, you know, I grew up with it. So, yeah. But I wouldn't call myself nowadays a Mega Man fan. Your best looking Esper Eidolon GF in Final Fantasy. Shiva all the way, baby. Shiva. I had a crush on Shiva in Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII. I love Shiva. It's weird that she's my favorite summon. Let's call them summons. They have so many fucking names. Esper Eidolon GF, you know, the summons, you know. When in reality she's based on a male god from India. I have considered creating an RPG, but I'm only a writer. I'm still waiting, for that one chance to work with a team and write a story and create an RPG, But I can't create an RPG by myself. I just don't know any programming and designing, and I have no patience or talent for that. I can only write stories, so. Do you prefer Golden Sun 1 or 2? You mean The Lost Age? And okay. Neither, because I have never finished either of them. But I will one day, maybe. Summons. Yeah, they're called summons, right? Hope it will soon happen then. Me too. I got close twice. I told the story before. I've made videos about that. If you look up my second channel on YouTube, link to my second channel in the description, you will find a couple of clips that I've done on how I got so close into making my own RPG. But it never happened. But yeah, you never know. It might happen one day, I'm still waiting, But imagine all those teams, all of those indie developers. Maybe they look at me and they're like, "Oh, I wonder what kind of story he's gonna write for us." Yeah, that's gonna get me into trouble with Redditors. Fucking cowards. How are Canadian girls compared to Mexican? What? What? Well, in Canada you got more blondes, and in Mexico you got more brunettes. I watched your PS1 Hidden Gems video, and I am wondering what the trauma was. Yes, she was that fucking ugly. You probably didn't pay enough attention to the story. You need to be paying a lot of attention to the story. She was 50, like a 60-year-old woman. 60 years old. I don't want to talk about that. We'll need more information on the game design you're going for with it. I'm open. I can work on an action RPG, strategy, turn-based. Preferably strategy, because that's, my gist, but I wouldn't mind teaming up with people who want to make a turn-based RPG or an action, And my writing can vary a lot. I can write you David Lynch type of story or a regular Suikoden type of story. Some of my books are like they have a lot of influence. But yeah, nowadays I wouldn't be able to resist attacking the system, the modern system, It's impossible. You can't get me to write a story if you're gonna censor me or ask me not to shit on modern politics, it's impossible. Is there a character you relate to the most in the Valkyria Chronicles series? I haven't played a Valkyria Chronicles game in a while. I don't know. I guess I relate to... No, wait a second. It's hard to relate to any character because they're soldiers, man. I'm not a soldier. I've never been one. I don't know what it's like to be a soldier. I know I've watched a crap ton of movies and shows, about soldiers and shit, but I don't know what it's like to be a soldier. But in terms of personality and leaving the fact that they're soldiers aside, I don't know, man. I don't... I have some things that make me relate to Ras from Valkyria 4, and others that make me relate to Welkin, and I don't know, man. I can tell you which ones are my favorite characters, though. I love Minerva and Kai and Alicia If there's one thing in which Valkyria Chronicles 4 is better than 1, is the fan service. It's just... Minerva and Kai are like, holy shit, man. I mean, you can't top this. You just can't. There was a bikini well, actually, Valkyria Chronicles 3 also has great fan service, you know, because of the girl, the redhead. But... let me see if I have the image. I think I have. I mean, look at this, man. Valkyria Chronicles 1 did have a bikini episode, but it does not compare to this. This is just... Come on, man. You can't beat this. It's just no. Good fan service in Valkyria Chronicles 1. But 4 destroys it in fan service. Look at this. Right? Thank you, Gustavo, once again. Thanks for the super chat. What do you think about Expedition 33? I don't know anything about it. Maybe I should look at the trailer, I don't know. I know it's a Western French indie game, but I don't know much about it, man. I don't really give a fuck about anything modern, man. You know, it's just... I hate the modern gaming industry. That's weird, Jim Russell. Usually someone in the comments does that for me. That's why I don't bother with it. Usually someone puts the timestamps in the comment section, so... And isn't it automatic nowadays? Or maybe the AI for it sucks. It probably does. You know, it probably does. But, yeah. Is it bad having a crush of the voice actor behind the character? I don't think it's bad. People have crushes on actors all the time. Why would you think it's bad? You relate to Vice in Valkyria Chronicles? Who are your favorite writers in the industry? It's not a stupid question. I love Joe Haduki, who is the author of the Grow Lancer series and the first Devil Survivor. So of course he's one of my favorite writers. Masato Kato, of course, he wrote Chrono Trigger and Cross. Obviously, and Baten Kaitos, you know, incredible writer, very talented. I like Hironobu Sakaguchi. I loved Lost Odyssey, you know, Final Fantasy IX, amazing stories, you know, super great. Those are some of my favorite writers in the industry. Less than half of my videos have timestamps. Oh, okay. To be honest, you know, it's just adding timestamps is a double-edged sword. And I'm too lazy to explain why. Yasumi Matsuno, that's another one of my favorites too. Great writer, you know. Definitely that guy. Who's the... I forgot the name of the guy who wrote... Yoko Taro. Yoko Taro is another one. But I forgot the name of the guy who wrote the story for Radiant Historia. That's an amazing writer too. Yeah, I will need to replay a Valkyria Chronicles game to answer that question about relating to some of the characters, because right now, to be honest, I haven't played a single Valkyria Chronicles game in many years. I've beaten them all of them, including Revolution. I relate to the protagonist of Valkyria Revolution, Amleth. But not that much, you know. No. Okay, good to know, Asia. enjoy the game. I'll play it one day. Nah, I think they're very memorable. It's just the question is very personal, you know, which one I relate to. Like, I remember their personalities, you know, and their development in the game, but I don't remember all of their dialogue, you know, and what makes me relate to them. What do I think of social Darwinism? Survival of the fittest? It's kind of like Walter in Shin Megami Tensei 4. You mean that? The power ruling over the weak? I think I'm gonna give up on Shin Megami Tensei 4. That fucking shenanigan at the end is bullshit, man. That's Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna level of bullshit. Like forcing you to do side quests, to do a lot of them, not just one or two, you know, a lot of fucking side quests just to get the neutral ending. Fuck that. And I saved on a different file when you make the decision to go with Walter or with Jonathan. I'm not gonna spoil anything beyond that, don't worry. But I've read in walkthroughs that it's unpredictable. That I already made a lot of choices that may have put me in favor of the neutral ending. So I'm not gonna spend 6, 7, 8 hours in either route just to see if by the end I get another ending that doesn't require me to do a crap ton of challenge quests. That's fucking bullshit, man. It ruined the fucking game. I'm still angry about it. God damn it. Not true, Daryl. I've gotten the neutral endings in some SMT games and it wasn't hard to get. It's just fucking 4. Apocalypse, I got the neutral ending. No fucking side quests or challenge quests were required. None of that. SMT5, same. Nocturne, same. It's just 4. Don't justify 4. I know a lot of you think highly of the game because every fucking reviewer and influencer and YouTuber nowadays praises the fuck out of it, you know, but I don't see why can't they admit that? You know, that's a problem. It may not be a problem for a lot of for them or for a lot of you, you know, but that's a problem. Why is a game forcing you to do a million challenge or side quests just to get a specific? It's just bullshit. It's fucking horseshit, man. I'm very disappointed, man. I rage quit on the game this morning. I'm fuck. Let's get back to your questions. I don't want to talk about that game. I need to gather my thoughts and make a proper rant or a review. I don't know, but that was like fucking bullshit, man. You don't do that, man. Voice of Cards, battle theme? Oh, okay. Should I leave this here? Maybe I should leave this here. Here. But I'm gonna, like... There we go. This should be my poster here. This. I'm gonna print this and put it here. In this wall. Above my TV. This. That's what I want. That's the poster I want there. Right there. Now let's just wait for new viewers to show up and ask, why do you have a picture of a... Let's just see what happens. Valkyria Girls. Yoko Taro is crazy? Of course he is. He wouldn't be amazing if he wasn't. Normal people who aren't crazy are boring. They're just ordinary. They're like, meh, you know. You need to be a little bit fucked up to be cool. What are some of the games that have heavily inspired your writing? Suikoden, Fire Emblem, Chrono Cross, obviously. A lot of anime series too, like Ergo Proxy, Psycho Pass, even Berserk, you know. Claymore, definitely. Regular game, I wouldn't say, like, for example, non-RPGs. Let me think of one that may have inspired my writing or my books, my stories. I don't like regular games. I don't think so. It's mostly just RPGs. I have played a lot of great games that are not RPGs that have like incredible storytelling. But most of them I played them after I wrote most of my books. Maybe I could quote Alice Madness Returns. Maybe there's something about that in my books. I don't know. Maybe Enslaved Odyssey to the West. It's a great fucking story, but not really. Like I don't see any influence of those games in any of my books. Yeah. Most of my writing comes from like personal experiences and how I feel about at the time I wrote the book, how I felt about society or politics or the world in general. Like when I wrote Nick's Inferno, I was like really pissed off at the world. Yeah. I don't know, man. Nick's Inferno also has a lot of influence from David Lynch movies, but just in the way of the narrative. The story and the characters are entirely my creation, and there's just no influence. Maybe because the protagonist is a rabbit. Initially, he was going to be a raccoon, but I couldn't stop thinking about a rabbit, and I wanted to make a reference to Alice Madness Returns and Alice in Wonderland, So, not that the book influenced me, it was just a joke. So people could say, oh, it's like Alice in Wonderland, there's a rabbit, but the rabbit is like super fucked up. This fucking mentally disturbed character. So it was that. Hey, someone fell for it. Is that poster in the background backlit? It's really popping out. Yes, it is. It's backlit, man. Great poster, right? Someone fell for it. You fell for it, Ray. It's just a wallpaper that I added to the stream. Oh, man. I hope your books aren't abstract and artsy fartsy as David Lynch films. There's a couple of them that are like that. My first one, Prelude to Oblivion, is kinda like that. It's very abstract. Nick's Inferno is not like that. It's more like it's weird to keep track with it. Like there's a lot of a lot of flashbacks and a lot of scenes and a lot of characters being one character being another character. That's what I'm talking about. There's nothing abstract in Nick's Inferno. Nothing abstract whatsoever, but that's a lot of they're very confusing. It's like you read like the first chapters and then chapter 4 and it's like, what the fuck? Weren't we in Lucius was doing this and that, and now all of a sudden, what the fuck is going on? They're weird. Nick's Inferno is weird like that. Needs more? More what? I kind of want to put another one right here. Another poster right here. Actually, if you look on your phone from a distance, it does look like a poster. I did a good job here with this Valkyria Chronicles 4 image. That's great. I'm gonna put another one here. Wait a second. No, but then it's gonna start looking. People are gonna notice the pattern. So let's just keep that one. See what happens. It looks real. It looks kind of real from a phone. If you look on your computer, full screen, or your TV, of course it doesn't. Fake as fuck. But if you look on your phone, it's like, is that a poster? Yes, it is. Not being normal lets you think outside of the box. That's right. What about the Persona 3 or 4 girls as a poster? Nah. The only girl that I will put on a poster is Aegis. Maybe Mitsuru. Nah. That's it. It's just, I'm thinking about the girls in Persona 4. Nah. Not even, maybe Makoto from Persona 5. But nah, it's just that game. I love Makoto, but that game doesn't have any special meaning to me. I would rather have a poster or a painting of Aegis. You know, this is the one that I want. I'm gonna show you. I want this poster, and I'm fucking serious. I'm not trolling. I want this one. This is the one that I want. Wait. This. Well, it could be like this in red. But for some reason I want it in white, like this. This. You know? I want this painting. This. I want this in the back of my... This is the one. This is the one that I want here. You know? There. That's the one that I want there. I want to make a painting or a poster or something, a print of that, and put it there. This. Okay. That's the one I want. Nemisa. Yeah, I will put a poster of Nemisa. I fucking love Nemisa. She's one of my favorite SMT girls. My favorite RPG, Tracia, has a new relaunching in 2025. What? They are going to remake or remaster that game? What? You're trolling me, aren't you? Why would you do that? Don't! Don't bring Tracia back! No! Well, I feel sorry for everyone who's gonna play it. Do you think Persona 5 is too overrated? Overrated as in it's not as good as they say? No. I think it is as good as they say. I fucking love that game. But overrated as in it's way too popular and everybody talks about it and praises it and shut up? Yes. Very. Not the best picture of Aegis. Opinions. Opinions. It is from the Shigenori Soejima art book. Oh, really? I didn't know that. That guy worked on Cartia, I believe so. Out of all the JRPGs you have played, which one has the most fucked up story? Probably Nier. Nier Gestalt Replicant. Probably that. Who are some of your favorite JRPG singers? Singers? What are you talking about? I don't like idols, man. Okay. Hack-a-Link. Great. Ah, Tracia to be relaunched at Sega Genesis. Okay, it's just some indie guy. Okay. You won't have. I'm not gonna suffer that torture twice. Not even gonna play it. Please remake Tactics. How do you expect me to remake Tactics? My Tactics? What kind of Tactics are you talking about? How do I remake my own Tactics? You like Yoko from SMT5. Yoko from SMT5? Isn't she from 3? You mean the teacher? I'm pretty sure the teacher's name is Yoko in Nocturne, you know? Oh, the girl is called Yoko? Ah, she's a new character in Vengeance. I haven't played her. No. Oh, D. Rivas correct. Please remake Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm not Square Enix, man. Can't help you there. That's a good game, you know. Bleach. There's a strategy RPG based on Bleach on the Nintendo DS, and it's a good game. Any remastered games that you like? Like from the past? Yeah, a lot of them. Thanks again, Gustavo. That's the equivalent of like $1. 100 Argentinian pesos is $1. Man, your currency in your country is so devalued. Well, then again, $1 equals like a million yens in Japan. Or something. Some JRPG that you think liked but then changed your mind. That actually happened to you with Persona 5, for example. Like, you're not the target audience for those games anymore. You're 43 years old, I get it. I am not the target audience for any JRPG anymore, actually, and I still enjoy them. But I don't have a similar answer to you, but I've played some JRPGs that I thought I loved or liked, and then I didn't. And there's actually a top 10. There's a couple of top 10s that I did on that. One is called 10 JRPGs I thought I loved. That's one. Check that one out. There's a Blue Exorcist turn-based RPG on PSP, but only in Japan. I gotta check that out. I like that series. It's not WoW, but it's a good series I like about the brothers, you know. The one that is an actual kind of demon, and his brother is like a super professional exorcist and a fucking stuck-up pain in the ass. I like that anime. Blue Exorcist PSP. Man. Okay. Yeah, this looks interesting. But isn't this more like a visual novel? No, it is a turn-based RPG. Man, why didn't we get this? Is it fan translated? No. There's no fan translation for the Blue Exorcist RPG on the PSP. Ah. Vagrant Story, huh? Ah, yeah, the PSP is always the best emulator. That's why there's so many fan-translated games. When it comes to JRPGs, nothing beats Super Nintendo and PSP. A lot of fan translations on those two systems. Maybe you should give more memberships that maybe help me in some more. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, maybe you should do that. Now, thanks to you, I think I have over 400 members. Look at a lot of these lucky guys who now can listen to that JRPG podcast. The lurkers again. Lurkers strike again. People that I've never seen before. I know Diak Tot. I've seen that guy. But all of these guys, who are these guys? But Jason got one. There's someone called whose username is Intento Hablar. You try to speak, but you can't? Maybe just type? Well, there you go. Bunch of random guys that no one knows. Nah, it's great. Well, there you go. I mean, it helps. I don't know. You never know. Some of the lurkers are like really old fans and viewers that never talk and never say anything, you know. And they are some of the most die-hard fans ever of this channel, you know. So, thanks, man. Thanks for that. What do you think about Dragon Quest VI? It's one of the worst in the series. It's not a bad game though, but I think it's one of the worst. I played it, I never finished it, I put like 10 hours into it and I was done. I was like, no. Problem with that game is that it doesn't have a very compelling storytelling. It doesn't have either a very compelling gameplay, it has a crap ton of random encounters. Every 2 steps you get a random battle, man. It's so the encounter rate kind of kills it, you know. And then once it's like the old Dragon Quest games, you know, you start a dungeon and there's no way to save the game. So if you complete the entire dungeon with 10 million random encounters, and then you get to the boss fight, and for some reason you die, you were under leveled, you fucked up, you made a mistake. It's back to the fucking beginning and do the entire dungeon again. So if a game is gonna put me through that again, you know, at least make the story super great or the game super addicting or something, you know, but it's just turned me off. I don't think it's a bad game, you know. And a lot of old Dragon Quest games do that to you. 8 is no exception. There's no save points in the dungeon, but it has an interesting mechanic that you travel between certain dimensions, which makes it appealing. That's what got me into it, you know, because I should have quit 2 hours into the game, to be honest, but I made it to 10 hours or 8 or 7, I don't even remember, because of that feature, because I found it interesting that you go around, you know, and you travel between dimensions and there's portals, but eventually it becomes too overwhelming. It's not like in Chrono Trigger where you can only travel to certain places or Chrono Cross between 2 dimensions. No, there's like several of them in Dragon Quest VI, and there's portals, and then like you read a guide and it's like you gotta find this portal here, and then you go and I can't see it. Oh, it's to the left. Oh, no, it's to the right. No, it's north, and then you find it, and then you're lost again. So you get lost over and over and over again. Pretty similar to Shin Megami Tensei 4. But I still insist it's not a bad game, but it's not a great game either. It's like, play it, try it out yourself, and maybe you'll like it. The characters are also like interesting, but not that much. It's just they don't get the best development. There's not a lot of conversation. Like Dragon Quest 7 is the same, you know. There's not a lot of development between the characters. But I think 7 has like more memorable characters, and 6 is like, I don't even remember their names. There's a blondie girl that I really liked, you know, but I don't even remember her name. It's just, I mean, I'm not saying it has forgettable characters though. It just has, I don't know. It's not a great game. Let's leave it at that. What do I think about Persona 3? I don't know. I don't think I ever played it. Is that some kind of movie? I mean, I'm assuming you're asking about that because it's a video game, right? I don't know. Persona 3 sounds like a sim. Like you go out and, I don't know, be a person. I don't know, man. I've never played this Persona 3 you speak of. Is it part of a series? How many of them are there? Never heard of it. That's right, Susano. Breath of Fire 1 remake, please. Which era had the best video game commercials? Oh, the 90s. Always the 90s. Always. Nothing's gonna top that. The best fucking ads, the best commercials, the 90s. Absolutely. Have you played the Colombian RPG Chris Tales? I only played the demo a long time ago, and it was fine. You know, I never really bought it. I used to see it for dirt cheap for laughable prices. I don't even know if it's dirt cheap nowadays. Let me look it up. I remember years ago, it used to go for like $10 on Amazon, $15. You know? And nowadays it goes for like 25 to 30. I'm not paying that. I don't know, something about it that I know. But I only played the demo, and I remember the demo being decent, you know. You think that Dragon Quest XII never will be the game that it should? Of course not. Dragon Quest is just as dead as Final Fantasy to me. No more Akira Toriyama, no more Koichi Sugiyama. Yuji Horii doesn't give a fuck anymore. The director stepped down. I don't give a fuck about Dragon Quest XII. You shouldn't be sad, Gustavo. The important thing about the memberships is to support the channel. You achieved that, so thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Because I think each membership costs like $1 and something. You know, so I got myself at least $100, man. So I'm cool with that. Don't be sad. Thank you, Ryan. Put this towards make YouTube great again hat. Yeah. I have a couple of hats and I could just put a fucking paper and make YouTube great again. I knew you sounded familiar, Arunia. You're that person who's always bringing up the Legend of Spyro RPGs. There aren't really RPGs, but you've been going on about that for a year, man. It's like you want me to talk about it. Why can't you ask about the Klonoa RPG? That I know of, that I have played, that I might review in the future. It never left Japan, by the way. That there's a Klonoa action RPG, Klonoa Heroes. Pretty good, you know. That I might finish and review one day. But Spyro? I don't think so. Anyone played Anachronos? Or... Not me. I made a... For the people asking about the JRPG or video game commercials, I did a video on that a couple of years ago. I think it's called the worst JRPG commercials or the funniest, you know, something like that. Just open a new tab and add JRPG commercials, Eric Landon, and maybe the video will show up. You know, that's That was a fun video. Yeah, it didn't get a lot of views, but it was like really fun. That was like stupid fucking commercials, man. You cringe in some, but you laugh your ass out with others. You know, it's such a funny... Crash Bandicoot JRPG Japan only? Nah, I'm not gonna look that up. There's no such thing. I only played the Sandlands demo. The last Akira Toriyama game. I only played the demo and it was alright, you know, not my cup of tea to be honest. Yeah, but my video is about JRPG commercials. Just JRPGs. There's some really bad, Final Fantasy 13, some Dragon Quest games. Actually, I remember there was one about Dragon Quest 6 or 7 that I had to delete because the commercial itself had copyright, if you can believe that. So I had to remove it. But there's others, you know, there's one on Fire Emblem, really bad. Oh my god. Some 7-Eleven about commercials about, I don't even remember the game, Pokemon I believe, oh my god. Some really lame Pokemon shows, and commercials I mean. Yeah, check that video out, it's a fun video. Did you play any of the Sword and Fairy games, even though they are Chinese RPGs? No, I know the games, but I've never played a single one of those. I know there's one on PS4 that's like very expensive, like sells for $100 on Amazon, you know, it's... Yeah. Let me tell you which one. But that's a long-running series, it's been there since forever. It's called Sword and Fairy Together Forever. It's a great fucking subtitle. We'll be together forever. And it sells for over $100. It's super rare here in Mexico. There's this... Why is it showing me a game called After Image? Isn't that a Metroidvania kind of RPG? I want to play this one. PS5 version is 486 pesos. That's like $24? Not bad. And then there's this Fate Samurai Remnant game. That's 1,300 Mexican pesos. That's $65. That's too much. Anyway. How much is Sandland? I don't want that game. I don't care about it. I'll probably get it when it's $10, if it ever gets to $10. So the Sword and Fairy RPGs, no Newcomb. I've never played a single one of those. I know they're Chinese though, but I'm more familiar with the Shanyu and Sword. We were just talking about that last Sunday, I believe. What's your review of Breath of Fire 3? I want to finish that game one of these days. And then I'll probably review it. Hey, by the way, people, there's an update to my blog. Let me link you to my blog. It's in the link to it is in the description. But let me link you right now in the chat. I will put the link in the chat to my RPG scores section. I have added several links to my reviews. There you go. Check it out. And now a lot of the RPGs that I've scored and ranked in that blog have links to the reviews. So you just click on the game. It's a blue color. Every single game that you see under the blue color or on blue color, you know, you can click on it and it will lead you to my review here on YouTube. Just in case you want more than just a number, you know. I mean, you see like, why does this game have 8.6? Why? There's no explanation. Well, maybe that game now has a review. You click on it and then you'll see why it has 8.6. Okay? There's a lot of reviews out there. Just check the link out. And there it is. I'm going to remove this fucking thing again. No one's falling for it anymore. Alright, so yeah. I'll keep adding more in the future, you know. And once there's a crap ton of them, maybe I'll do a post on YouTube or a video, I don't know. Something, you know. I haven't played any Attack on Titan games. I know they're on PS4. I would love to play them. I love the series. I haven't seen the ending though. Hey, Gustav, is that you, Gustavo? You became a member on Patreon. Thanks a bunch, man. Thank you very much. Thanks, man, for all your support. Really appreciate it. Have you ever done a video on the worst box art for US versions of JRPGs? Nah, I don't think that's a video a lot of people will watch. It will be fun, though. Maybe I could do it one of these days. But I've never done that. That's been a request. Every now and then someone requests that video. Like Breath of Fire 1 and 2 on the Super Nintendo. I want to see one. Fuck. I should look at this shit, man. Look at this fucking... Look at that! Look at this, man! Look at this fucking horrendous cover, man! Well, at least the cat girl looks kind of sexy, you know, but I don't know. Look at this! When Nina looks fine, too. It's bad. This is terrible. You mean a video about that? These fucking things? Wow, 50 more memberships by Gustavo. Thanks a lot, man. Let's see who got it. A lot of people. The Big Bruv got one. I know that guy. Anyway, thanks a bunch, man. 150 gifted subs, man. That's crazy, Elliot. Thanks, dude. It's still going. All lurkers again. Yeah, too bad. JD got one. Well, there you go. Sorry, Rosland and Mystery Kid and well, Elliot. You didn't get one, but that's okay. You're still awesome fans. The box art of Secret of the Stars is even worse. It's fucking terrible. A lot of Super Nintendo and PS1. The one of Suikoden, man. Suikoden! What the fuck, man? Some of the worst fucking cover arts ever. I don't think Secret of the Stars is that bad, you know. Maybe I should play it again. Not my day with the RNG. Yeah, I know. Don't talk to me about RNG. Still pissed off with a certain RPG that I beat a few weeks ago. Maybe I'll do that video. Fucking worst cover arts, man. It's terrible. $300? 150 memberships equal $300? Yeah, because they're like, memberships are like 150, right? Something about that. Listen, I set up a price a long time ago, but it changes depending on your region. I don't know why. YouTube charges more. I mean, memberships are more expensive in some countries and cheaper in others. Why can't it be the same? I'm pretty sure I put like $1.50 or $2 for every membership, but some get it for cheaper and others is more expensive. I don't fucking know. Blame YouTube. Another reason why I should do the make YouTube great again, because that's bullshit. And I remember a long time ago I reached out. Hey, what's up with this? Oh, it's just a fucking guy in the chat, Google chat, gave me a fucking algebra lesson of all of it. Like he'd explain, you know, oh, it's because and then the taxes but then and you gotta take into consideration and then the regions and at the end I was like, thank you. Goodbye, have a good day. They always make it like that because they have no transparency. So either they play it hard to explain and they just zigzag, you know, your question, or they give you this fucking book, this fucking Jesus. I remember Ryan says, I beat the last boss of Secret of Mana with a 14 damage hit from Tina. You know, you're not gonna beat my story. I beat the first time I played Suikoden 2, everybody was dead, the final boss, everybody was dead except for one guy. And he had like 5 HP. He was about to die. And I was like, I'll just do a regular attack. I'm dead anyway. And I beat the final boss. I'll never forget that. I wasn't a YouTuber then, but I should have recorded that. That would have been great to show. One character about to die. That was it. I was like, I'm dead. Oh, it's just fucking attack. That's it. Whatever. I'm gonna have to grind. And no, that one hit killed the final boss, and I beat it. That was my experience with Suikoden 2. Great. I'll never forget that. The Gray Man has some RPGs. Oh man, I liked The Gray Man. That's an anime that it was never completed as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, so maybe I'll check those out too. $50 is apparently currently 99.50 in the US. What? Oh, 50 gift subs means 99. Well, and then tariffs, exactly, tariffs on memberships. And then I don't know how much they keep. YouTube keeps like 30, I don't fucking know. Wait, I don't know. Thank you, Gustavo. Don't worry about that. I shouldn't be saying this, you know, it's just great, man. Yeah, it's great for the channel, man, dude. Thanks a bunch. Did you play East Nordic? Nah, I'm not playing that. I just beat the regular one like 2 months ago, man. I'm not playing Nordic. I don't need to beat East Nordics again, East 10 again. I'm good. Do you think Naruto Uzumaki Chronicles is an RPG? I don't know. I know there's 2 Naruto turn-based RPGs on the Nintendo DS, and we did get those. And I haven't reviewed them, you know, probably because I'm not a fan of Naruto, but I think they're worth checking out, you know. Well, I only played the first one for a little bit, and the battle system seemed fine, you know. Yeah, maybe I'll stream them. The landlady was the reincarnation of evil. She was super fucked up, dude. Like, I'm not kidding about the story that I said. You know, I'm not kidding. She told me that she and her mom killed her father. Why would you confess? I mean, it's probably bullshit, right? They probably didn't kill the father, you know, but she told me, why would you say that to someone? And she was serious. She wasn't trolling or seeing how will I react and then laugh, you know. She was serious. She told me, why would you say that to someone? Hey, you know, I just wanted to tell you that me and my mom, we killed our father, you know, in cold blood, and we buried him somewhere, you know, but it's just, we did that, you know. She was fucking crazy, man. One time she got really angry with Michael. Michael was my roommate in the basement, and she was just yelling at him like, "Fuck you, Michael! Fuck you, you motherfucking piece of shit! What the fuck, Michael? Fuck you!" And everybody in the house could hear that. She was screaming her lungs out. Something happened. I don't even know what. Don't ask me. I don't know. I didn't want to know, but that happened. And you know what? The worst part of it is that when I left, Michael was still living there. And I never asked him this, but I wanted to ask him, why don't you get the fuck out of here, man? You should move out. I'm leaving. And she doesn't scream to me like that, But I'm leaving, I don't want to live with this fucking woman anymore. Because like I said in the story, she left. I think it was in like August of 2019. She left with her cats to live for 5 months in Alberta, Canada. And she was coming back for Christmas, and I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here before Christmas, and I did. But Michael was still there when I moved out. And I was like, what's wrong with you, man? I know it's hard to find rooms in a small town like Belleville. I lived in a small town called Belleville. 50,000 people in there, population. But man, you should just... Then Michael Myers. Maybe he is the real Michael Myers. I don't know. Poor guy, man. He just... What the hell, dude? Your roommates were YouTubers? No, they weren't. Well, actually, in the second house, not the one with the crazy-ass landlady. In the second house that I moved in, there was this guy... What was his name? Trevor? I think it was Trevor. I'm pretty sure... He wasn't a YouTuber, but I'm pretty sure the guy was a streamer. Because he was always playing live and talking to people, And, I'm not sure if he was just playing online all the time, but he was barely doing anything for a living, so I just assumed he was like a streamer. He was a weird guy. He was always locked up in his room, he wouldn't talk to anybody. And I tried talking to him because he was a gamer, right? I was like, hey, one of my new roommates is a gamer. I want to talk to this guy, but he was like pretty zero personality. Never really... He really, most of the time, just kept to himself. And I was like, okay, dude. And also, he was playing games that I didn't care about. He was playing, what's that fucking really popular racing game? That's, Rocket League? Is that the name of the game? He was the typical antisocial gamer. Yeah, exactly. But he wasn't an asshole, He was nice. He was like, alright, But he didn't really talk about anything else, He was, I play Rocket League and Call of Duty. And I'm like, well, I play RPGs and JRPGs and I'm a YouTuber. Oh, cool. He was that guy, Like, I don't want to shit on Canadians. But I will say something. Okay, I met some really awesome people in Canada. Interesting people, But most of the people that I met in Canada were like him. Like, no personality, like, nothing mattered to these guys. They were like maybe it's a small town trait and feature personality, I don't know. But they were all like, oh, cool. Oh, yeah, so what do you do for a living? Oh, I do this. And they're not trying to avoid or dodge the conversation. They're just, like... non-existent. Are they even real? Was my time in Canada real? Did I just dream it? A lot of people are like that. They're like, they don't give a shit. They see you, I don't know, something horrible happens to you, and they're like, oh, okay. Or something great happens to you, and oh, okay. They don't give a fuck. So that's my description of Trevor, my roommate, ex-roommate. He was just that kind of guy, like, the world could end, apocalypse, demons, Shin Megami Tensei, and he will be like playing Rocket League. That guy. Like, what? That was Trevor. Yeah, I didn't make a lot of friends in Canada. It was just different, you know. Have you ever met any YouTubers you respect in real life? Actually, I've never met a single YouTuber, whether I respect them or not, I've never met them in real life. Nope. Never. Do you think Dawn of Mana was a bad game? No, I don't think it's a good game, but I don't think it's bad. It's just mediocre with a lot of problems. You might have discovered yourself to be a Canadian then? Why? Why do you say that? You should have met a happy console gamer in Canada. Aloof to an extreme. Yeah. And you know, maybe I shouldn't tell his story. He was a bit condescending, you know, but not in an asshole way. Like he really thought you didn't know anything. But I did meet a lot of outspoken people in Canada, you know. I mean, they weren't all like that. It was just some people, you know. You fit the description of the person you mentioned? I don't think so. You aren't like that. Weren't you saying something about Shadow Hearts yesterday, Paula? You're not like that. You won't believe this Trevor guy. If you think you're like that, Trevor is like 10 times worse. You know, he was just like there, kinda there. And I don't want to talk about the other roommate. No, we're not getting into that today. That's a story for another time. There was one more roommate called Mac. Oh boy. Damn. I haven't played the Eureka 7. Trevor must have had that lurker energy. Nah. Enough about Trevor. No one gives a fuck about Trevor. Let's stop giving a fuck about Trevor. Oh, that guy. Maybe he's lurking now. Maybe he's my fan. Ah, hello, Trevor. He's gonna be like, okay, cool. Sure. He was alright, you know, but he's just... He didn't have an opinion on anything, you know. Nah, I doubt the guy killed himself. I do wonder if he's still living there. Because Mac left long before I did, you know, and then I came back to Mexico and Trevor was still living there. And I asked the landlord, look, hey, so what are you gonna do with these 2 rooms? Or one's gonna be like some kind of bodega, you know, for he's a reseller. He's a soldier, he was a sergeant in the military, you know. He probably still is, but he was also a reseller. He had a lot of games, so he needed a place to store them, you know. So this room is gonna be for storage, and this other room is gonna be for gym, because he was living with his girlfriend, you know. And so he and his girlfriend, you know, are like gym guys, you know, especially his girlfriend. So one room is gonna be a gym and another one for storage. So he wasn't gonna rent the rooms anymore to anybody. But Trevor was still there. And I didn't ask anything, but I so wanted to ask him, hey, is Trevor gonna stay here forever? Because when I moved in, Trevor had been living there for years. I was like, don't you think you should kick this guy out or something? I don't fucking know. Oh, Trevor's fine, he said. Fucking Trevor. Maybe he owned the house and I don't fucking know. Oh, man. Magna Carta on PS2, that's a really good game. It's not a masterpiece, okay? Don't expect Magna Carta to blow you away. But it's a great game. Fat Stallion member for 32 months. This is Trevor. I've been looking for 32 months. 32, huh? Yeah, okay. Actually, yeah, that's possible. It is 32 months ago I lived in Canada. Wait. I'm doing the math in my head. No. Yeah, actually... No, wait a second! That can't be. 32 months ago? I didn't have. I wasn't living in Canada. 32 months ago? That's like 3 years ago. 2 years, 2 months. Exactly. No. I was already living in Mexico, so you became a fan of my channel long after I moved out? Anyway, you're not the real Trevor. If you're the real thing, say something about me. That only you will know when I lived with you in Canada. Man, this Trevor situation is crazy. Trevor from GTA 5. We don't want to talk about Trevors. We don't want to talk about Grand Theft Auto, man. We do not know. What are we listening to? What is this? A Brigandine. Hey, Brigandine. That's The Legend of Runeterra on the PS4 and Switch. That's a really good game. Hope you enjoy Magna Carta. Whoever said that, you know, that's a good game. Good fan service, great fan service. You know, but yeah, good story. Although Calint, the protagonist, looks fucking gay as fuck. His outfit gives me like OCD, man. Like, I don't know about this outfit, man. But he's an interesting character. You are terminally online? What is that supposed to mean? Yeah, I should do that, Arunia. Isn't that an anime? Legend of Arslan? Isn't that an anime? Isn't that an anime? Anyway. I'm just waiting for Trevor to say something, but no. You're not the real Trevor. You're just Thad Stallion. Anyway, so make sure to visit my blog, guys, for the scores. Just for fun. Chrono Cross has a review. Grow Lancer 5, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Trails into Reverie. You know, there's a lot of blue-colored games here. It's only like maybe 40 or 50, you know, but there's a Last Remnant review, Dragon Quest Source, East Strategy, Resonance of Fate, The Legend of Legacy, Cry Machina. I have a review of Dark Souls. Believe it or not, I have a review of Dark Souls. I think it's just me talking in front of a camera, you know, but it is a review. You know, yeah, so all of those links are there in my blog now. And I will continue to add more in the future, so be sure to check regularly. Okay? Oh, that Stallion remembers how I will always shit with the door open and then wink at me when I will walk by. Oh, then it's the real Trevor. Yeah, I used to do that. It's great. The real Trevor. Yeah, that would be great. Great. Enough about Trevor, I'm out of here. That's it for the Q&A, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to Gustavo here. He went nuts with the memberships. Thanks a lot for the support, man. Really, really appreciate it. And I appreciate the fan support nonetheless. Whether you pay or not, it's still fan support. So thank you guys for being a fan of this channel. After all that's happened. Take care, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.